Hello, this is expno number 10 implementation of a bot for a simple medical diagnosis application. Now we are going to see about the task one. First, I am going to uh, give the symptom diagnosis and fever, flu, and air infection, and for cough and headache and fatigue, vomiting and breathless, and for taste and for sore throat. Next, I am going to give get a diagnosis symptom for symptom diagnosis. This is symptom diagnosis item. If symptom is symptoms over, return diagnosis. And next, I'm going to give OS Environ HF Hub Disabled Siblings and warning. Next, I'm going to give deaf get a diagnosis and NLP symptoms labels flu, cold, migraine, and food poisoning, and anemia, pneumonia, COVID-19, tonsils, and erythroids. Next, I'm going to give the rule get diagnosis and NLP get diagnosis and print diagnosis results, symptoms, and rule-based and print NLP-based diagnosis. Output will be internal symptoms, fever and headache, symptoms, fever and headache with this flu and viral infection. Next task to store the symptoms of diagnosis in SQL. I'm going to insert the diagnosis, symptoms and values in the commit and diagnosis of flu and store the data of the symptoms. Output will be enter the symptoms fever, data stored successfully. Task C is show stored data from database. Con SQLite connect medical diagnosis and cursor execute. Select star from diagnosis and rows cursor filter and con rows print diagnosis history for rows and rows. Print ID, row symptoms and rows 1 and diagnosis row 2 show history. Next ID is 1 and symptoms fever diagnosis 2 and ID to fever and diagnosis 2. As for complete medical diagnosis bot, I'm going to import OS and from Flask and Flask require request enter and temperature from Berzook serving and import run sample. Next, I am going to give for fever and headache and fatigue, vomiting, breathless, loss of taste, and so and def get history and SQLite connect and diagnosis lead to DP and cursor is cursor and cursor execute select from diagnosis rows and cursor fetch all. Next I'm going to give the HTML for the output will be medical diagnosis. If we give headache and view history and symptoms is headache and the rule base is migraine on stress and NLP based diagnosis migraine and diagnosis history will be symptom fever diagnosis flu and symptom stomach pain is COVID-19. Thank you.